Hello everybody, Jarl Reid, as they say in Newcastle. Today I'm talking about where we are, what's coming from the emissary's perspective. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So I asked the emissaries, what's happening? As I always do, what's happening? And they said, everything and nothing. So I thought, well, everything, I know what the everything is. So I said to them, so what's the nothing that's happening? And they said, where we are at the moment is we're in a pause, right? Not pause like an animal's pause. Pause, P-A-U-S-E. And they were saying, both sides are having a breather. And what this showed me was like a wrestling match where the bell's gone and each person's gone to the corner. They're having a little bit of a drink of water. The trainer's mopping the sweat off the brow and fixing the wounds, etc. So I said, so why are we having this break? What's this break about? And they said it's a break in readiness for the big round, the whopper round. What they said was that both sides have had a battle. They've done a tactical retreat, and they have redone the plans. They said that the goodies have got a very strong plan. It's a clear plan. The baddies have also got a very strong plan, and it's a clear plan for them. They said that the baddies believe that their plan is going to work. They believe it. And the goodies know that their plan's going to work, is the difference. They were talking about the baddies, and what they were saying was that they've got this plan, okay? And, there's nothing new. They said it's not a new plan, it's just more of the same at a higher level. But what they said was that they believe that they're smart enough to be able to make this plan work. That's what they think is going to work. But what they said is within the echelons of the baddies, lots and lots of them are losing faith in the plan. They're starting to doubt their plan. And so we talked about this, the bad actors and things like that they're not doing a very good job. They're starting to worry that the plan isn't going to work. Although in general, they think that it will, which is, we'll just do more of the same, only we'll turn the volume up. But then they said, the goodies, and we are all part of this. I mean, there are so many levels of the goodies, the goodies, goody, yum, yum. We are in a very different place to when we were in the first battle. We are stronger, and we are many, right? And this is what the emissary said. We are so many more now. And not only that, but all of us have been working on ourselves, working on our beliefs, on our values, on our faith. And so they said that we are now an opponent that's worthy of the fight. At the beginning, we weren't. When the plan Demic first started, we were shocked. We were taken off guard. We weren't prepared. And so it affected us. And so we kind of had to just duck down, in the trenches and just wait it out. What they're saying now is that people have educated themselves, and so many people have woken up. I mean, I know there are numbers being bandied around, but boy, we are many. And not just many in the official waking up group, but lots and lots and lots of other groups who are waking up to their particular things. We are many, and we are very strong, and we are very focused. And not only that, in 4 years, we have built up a media network which is second to none, which is unstoppable. They can't stop it. The baddies are trying to stop it, but they can't. So what it is, we are more educated, we are stronger, we are more determined, and we are unstoppable now. So I said to them, why will this be a big battle then? What's big about it? And they said, the difference between the last one and this one is that in this battle there will be great resistance. from us. We will resist in a way that we didn't the last time. In many ways, we had to capitulate. We had to shut up. We had to just duck down. Now, no. Now there will be resistance. And what they said was this. We've talked about the fact that we have to be observers of what's happening. We have to observe, that's all, and not push back. The resistance that the emissaries are talking about is not a pushback. It's the resistance of no. I do not consent. And that's what the emissaries were they repeated it a few times. The resistance is to not consent, to not capitulate, to not do what they want us to do. Now that we know that doesn't help, and in fact, as sovereign beings, we are not under the obligation to do that. And so that's why they say that there's going to be a big battle, because there's going to be tremendous resistance. And so the baddies who are starting to not believe their plan too much, lots of them, kind of like, think about the police force. Right? The police force we used as a tool, and still are. But how many police do you think are starting to question what they're having to do? How many police are starting to see and hear God, look at all of the stuff that's coming out. All of the, what Fauci was saying, that, there wasn't any science behind the distancing rules, behind the mask, behind the keeping children off school and all of that. It was kind of just what we thought. No science. Here in Spain, at the beginning, they talked about the committee of experts, right? The committee of experts says that we've got to keep 6 meters. The committee of experts says that we need to wear this. And then later on, they said there wasn't even a committee of experts. They made it up because somebody sent in a request for the names of the committee of experts, and there was none. And so all of that at the time was lost in the melee of what was going on. But now everybody knows that. Everybody who's awake knows that. And so it's kind of like, at the beginning, I remember at the beginning when in that kind of early part of that 2020, there was that doubt of, is this really the case? Because, hey, you can't put anything past them. Are they able to do this and to create this horrible thing? Yes. And so maybe we need to be careful. But then as you went on, you saw, actually, no. My belief is this. This is my belief. And it's just a belief, okay? I don't know if it's true. But when I look at the stats of the cases of the COVID and the cases of flu, okay? What happened was, in the year 2020, there were no cases of flu here in Spain, in the whole world. If you look at the stats now that come out, there were none. But there were exactly the same amount of cases of the COVID as there were flu every day. Okay? So when you look at across the 10 years, there was no difference at all. So what they did was they piggybacked the flu and said it was COVID. And have you noticed that in Portugal, in a court, somebody wanted the PCR test investigated, and they found that 97% incorrect. Right? So they used the test to create cases. But at the beginning, I read this little these few comments, and somebody said, "Don't tell me that it didn't exist, because in the December before, in 2019, all of the people in my office got really bad infections in the chest, and some of them haven't even been able to get over it. Something happened." And I agree. I truly believe that something happened, because I think that what they had to do was they had to kickstart it. They had to get people's attention. And so my belief is that they poisoned us. Because what happens, if I understand it rightly, when your body is poisoned, it goes into cleanse. And what is cleanse? Flu. Every orifice is getting rid of what it needs to get rid of. And so what they did was, I believe that they poisoned people at the beginning just to kick it off, but they didn't have to keep it going for very long, just enough to get people's attention. And then after that, with the media and the PCR tests and everything, they could then piggyback it and Bob's your uncle. And obviously all the protocols that they used, which brought people to the end of their life faster than they ought to. And so that's what they did. But at the time, it was worrying. I remember my wife saying, because I was going to the supermarket, for whatever reason at the beginning I thought, there's no way I'm wearing that, and there's no. If I get something, I'll get over it. That's what I thought. And my wife was saying, be careful, at the beginning. But then 6 months down the line, we knew that it was the big pile of crap. But there was concern at the beginning. Now we know. Now we know that it's just a pile of bullshit. And it's going to be, whatever they come up with is another pile of bullshit. And so it's going to be easier for us to be strong right from the beginning. And just to say, I do not consent. No, that's the advice from the emissaries. We just say no. The great resist. And remember, resisting is not pushing against. It's just resisting. Turning our backs and saying, no thank you, I do not consent, fuck off. Yeah? That's it. So that's where we are. We're having a breather, and then the big battle commences. Whatever that is. But it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. Because this is the time. Oh, by the way, I said to them, will this be the last one? Will this be the last battle? And they said, no, it won't. And I thought, bloody hell, what a disappointment. But I'll tell you more about that in the next video, about what their comments were on that. So, I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.